Right now I'm not in a good mood, but hopefully this channel is gonna save me from that. It's a very funny channel, or it appeared to be, and it talks about a lot of tech problems, and then you can make it comedy out of that if you want to entertain people. It's very smooth, slick, unusual, but technically people do laugh at like the next version of iPhone, but this goes to, you know, pumping out 2 or 3 videos a week. 1 video every 2 days. It's fascinating. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. This seems like a very good channel, and we have to give it a try because maybe laughing is gonna improve my mood. I'm very angry, and I need to heal myself. So we have Sam Time. The way I found Sam Time now is through YouTube recommendations. But the first time I found him was in Odyssey. All right? It's alternative to YouTube. This guy tried to expand potentially because he's not in danger from YouTube, but he's tech savvy apparently, and just trying cool things. And I love that. This is very cool. Technically, basically, he's kind of like semi-owner of Odyssey. It feels like he's one of the most promoted people on the platform. I'm not sure how it is now because I'm not gonna check it out. But he made me laugh. He made me spit my food out, basically. I couldn't eat it. And that's good enough for me, man. And I was scared eating food. We get rid of that shit. This task is going to allow us to see where Sam Time is on the leaderboard. Right now, he needs 40 points to be able to be on the leaderboard in the first place. To be matched. Because it's very difficult with low value to match where you are, but we're gonna check it out, how far he's gonna get. Right now the heat level is 10 times multiplier, 10.5 multiplier. What happened today, I had to ban Hearthstone because Hearthstone pissed me off to an incredible degree, and on top of that, the cherry on top is ban of the pyrotechnician. And it's like, there is no game anymore. They don't like fun. Alright? Banning a fun card that gives you more cool cards, I mean, that's stupid. And the game design can play around it, but you have to be a little bit smarter than that. You have to put limits. You have to worry about the effects, not just stats of creatures anymore. You have to worry about the effects being infinite or game-breaking, of they can pass through interacting with your opponent. If that happens, it's a game-breaking problem, unfortunately. It has to be addressed. But it's not happening, so it sucks, I guess. And I'm in a lot of pain. I'm very stressed out, as you can see. I just expressed myself. This is a level of anger or hatred. It's pretty hot today. And it was hot yesterday too. Hearthstone was breaking me 2 days in a row, and now it's time to ban Hearthstone from my channel. Even though I got 48 subscribers, those people are just going to be sacrificed to Volcano. Alright, if they don't like not receiving content for 2 months, they will be sacrificed to a volcano. I don't care. So that's my introduction. Right now, there's a bonus for Mr. Sam. Only 150 points is required here because I have so many collected now, and I want to like relieve my stress. And if he has any enemies, I can hate on them very easily right now. My stress levels are to the max. I've also invented a nuclear weapon, as I sometimes do. I have 4 now, and somewhere in the shadows laying a 5th one that I forgot about. But yeah, nuclear weapon is not something you would imagine, right? But nuclear weapon is a disease that spreads, an idea that spreads in people's minds. But they don't get sick, they don't get tired of it, they actually even hate it, of like, why do I even think about it? And one day it hits them. The explosion wave hits, and their brains explode, basically. They turn into evil creatures. They do something stupid, and they kill themselves. Or do many, many bad things that would ruin their lives. Or at the very least, 50% of their lives is ruined with a snap. That's how nuclear weapons work. And I'm not gonna show them to you, because even showing the idea is gonna plant the idea and hurt you. So I'm just saying that this stuff is out there. I'm dealing with some very high tech, basically. Human tech, spiritual tech, psychological problems that people have. People really care about mental health, not realizing that they don't have any. If you act as an NPC, you don't have any brains. You just rely on other people. You're just a cog in a machine. So your brain is always going to be comfortable. You will never receive brain damage. So people think that mental health is about always being able to be a cog. But there's nowhere to run, you know. There's nowhere to run. So it became a hunting grounds for mentally ill people. You hunt down the mentally ill people and you put them in a box. And that's it. That's all that happened, and you give them medication. That's all that happened and doesn't do anything, and it's just torture device, basically. That entertains authorities. That's it, my friends. Mental health is not being addressed or tackled in any way. You just either pay some random dude that's gonna talk to you, or you get tortured in a, echo chamber of people who don't fucking understand what's going on. Alright? And cannot escape in any way. There's no argument that you can make to escape that place. You just started your torture adventure. But there's always a possibility to revolt. If you know the rules. If you know nuclear weapons. I don't think they would be able to touch me at this point. I know this video is very weird. Because that's what stress does. It puts me even deeper into the matrix than I've ever been before, because if I'm stressed out, which is like unbelievable, my heart is like, can handle all sorts of problems. Except for one. A fucking crying child. Screaming neighbor child downstairs. Right next to me, basically. It's like we're neighbors and roommates at the same time. And I get to listen to that over and over again. It seems like 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is 21. And it's very close to midnight. 3 hours till midnight, bro. It's time to sleep. And I guess the child doesn't want to sleep. What? What are you scared of? And I would be scared of responsibilities. There's a lot of responsibilities now in the world. People expect you to do a lot of things, and sleep, just, you wake up, and now you have to attend to those responsibilities. The scariest thing ever. Some people might actually break. Some children might break, knowing that this is how reality works. And people often die on Mondays and stuff. The stress levels consume you, basically. I'm very lucky to be in a position where the only stress is stupid people. I have transcended, and now I just deal with stupid people who cannot do anything smart to affect me in any way. But they do accumulate damage, and I have to pop their bubbles, and I have to be smart about it. Solve a puzzle quest, basically. So that's an introduction of where I am right now, and I need a stress relief. I am now smart enough, beyond belief. No one can actually say anything to me at this point, it seems, and they're basically falling behind. The only thing I received is a fucking hate comment, basically. Yeah, please delete your channel. You should start first, but then not sure how you will contact me. Also, you don't even know the definition of the word you just used. People like that exist. People like that are common, and they're diseased, basically, because it's very easy to blame someone else. You grow with ego when you blame someone else, except I will not take the blame. And it's doubled now because you touched me with something that I didn't take. I didn't take your scam, and you basically wasted your time. And you now know that I exist, and I know that you exist. You know, not only you wasted your time, but you revealed yourself to the audience and everyone around you. Your scam is gonna, get exposed one way or the other. And you will be trapped for trying to scam as many people as possible. People are gonna be trapped like rats. We just have to act very smart and very carefully and very think about these strategies. When the purge happens, it seems like we have to take revenge. And the smart asses who act like smart asses, but they're actually like super duper stupid, they will come up front in front of you and will receive so much brain damage that they will not be able to actually be cogs in the machine anymore. They will be crippled in the end. Because moving away, far away from your home, out of your comfort zone, into a devil's den, I mean, I would not expect you to survive that. Even just climbing upstairs to 5th floor is a long journey, It's a long journey downstairs when you're stressed out. You might just fall down and bleed to death, basically. You never know. Bad things can happen, and I've seen it happen, but couldn't quite handle it as a professional, so to speak. But it is, people are asking for it, so, if you're a responsible person, if you're an active person, you will pick up on all these responsibilities and you will resonate with that. You just have to act and you have to be positive about it, and you have to hope that things are going to be okay when you do something other people don't like because you don't like them. It's still a win-win situation, but I don't like you and you don't like me. So, to lose-lose sometimes is win-win. It just doesn't look that way, right? It's like you're going to come up to us and you're going to be like, why are you both losing? You should be winning. But the reality is, we hate each other. And whoever started first, whoever approached me first, is to blame, to take the blame. So a person who just, spit on my face have to take the blame. It would be nice if he can define what schizophrenia is, because people just throw the words, because they love throwing words. It's just a very interesting thing to do, because, again, I just explained, mentally ill people are just being tortured. It's just for fun of authorities. They have to do something. They have to have fun with something, right? So they take the weakest type of people, or they think that mentally ill people right now are the weakest, but they are just throwing a random label at people, and they are throwing random expectations at people, and things might not be the same as they think they are. Especially now that you can see people just throw the labels out of control, out of self-defense. They have nothing else to do. They just saw my video, and my video just attacked them and scared the shit out of them. And he's trying to protect his family, hide your kids, hide your wife from my fucking video, basically. I mean, it is fascinating. But since my day is ruined, I don't receive comments. The comment section is kind of blocked under at least 2 layers of sand. So unfortunately, I can't quite talk to the hater, but or give them credit. I'll try and give one credit. Here you go. We're also celebrating hatred today it hit 1,000 points, and it also has high level of heat, so it's a jackpot basically. If anything in life is like when stars align, so to speak, when your rules align, when you reward yourself with something and you align a multiplier with a multiplier, I mean, holy shit, that is a jackpot, and I love that. So, enough of me rambling. If that's the right definition for it, because now we don't know, unfortunately. And it's time to click, and click, and click, and hopefully we're going to have fun making fun of technology, because eventually it's going to start collapsing, and eventually it's going to hit the peak of its own existence as well, and not going to feel so good anymore. Simply because if people don't feel comfortable to just live their lives in peace, they cannot afford technology in any way. They cannot afford to build technology. They cannot afford to worry about new type of technology, or like installing new types of Windows and learning that. We cannot afford, because in too much stress we have to deal with other types of problems. And developers can't make technology without bugs and problems, even more problems, so that we have to deal with all of a sudden. Not only learn, but accept that there's new problems to work around. Every time you would upgrade your Windows, you have to readapt to those Windows. Where's my training grounds for that? What am I supposed to do? Right? Because I'm still stuck at Windows 10, and it's still like, you know, weird. But I mean, I will be willing to upgrade at some point. Just 1 second, bro. 1 second. Let me sleep for 3 years. Let me master this technology called like uploading videos to YouTube and talking to haters. I want to do some of that, you know. How stars align sometimes, right? We're getting closer to like a very, very important point in human history. A breaking point, so to speak, where things really change. And a different group of people, which is called women, have to operate now. Because we are making technology, but the technology is becoming stagnant and repetitive. So now women have full capacity of using that technology and not worrying that it's going to change or get upgraded. We'll see how they do, you know. Because there's a lot of shit to deal with. And I deserve rewards, so to speak. And I wonder how they will manifest. How will they manage to manifest? Because so far, it looks pretty good. I enjoyed my life being teased by the rewards. It is going to be very curious, because all these women have to deal with men who have intoxicated themselves to death. Like, they spit garbage, absolutely. And they will be discovered by women slowly and surely, and they will just viciously destroy those people. I, on the other hand, am just damaged by their stupidity, because I have to work very hard to undo the damage constantly. That's just the only work that I need to do. As frustrating as it is, but I think it's fine. So, I think I can click play finally. This is amazing stuff. It's not necessarily always going to be funny, but like, it is highlighting some like very twisted stuff. Like androids tricking iPhones into being iPhones themselves and invading their little fucking Garden of Eden. He just fucking spiced it up so much. I love it. Again, he gets like extra points for being from Odyssey, from being sort of like a smart ass, seeing through the disguise of, conspiracies the actual conspiracies of the biggest conspiracy is to make things not work on purpose, to put a wall on purpose. That's the biggest conspiracy. The greatest conspiracy of all time is just to build a wall, but not brag about it. Because Donald Trump bragged about building a wall, that kind of like makes it okay. What is not okay is to build a wall and not even talk about it. Just like, well, now there's a wall. Now there's a problem to solve. And you don't even know where to start because the opponents didn't even tell you about how did they do it and for what reason. Just like with Hearthstone, there's a wall when your opponent doesn't want to interact with your minions because it's pointless, unfortunately.
Welcome to your new cyber.
It's all funny and dandy when a person with 48 subscribers throws people off a cliff randomly. It's not funny and dandy when a person with, 10,000 subscribers, 20,000 subscribers start throwing shit at people for being disrespectful. And you're going to see that more and more often. Just you wait. It's going to be so painful to a lot of people. And they will not know where to go. And the disease will spread. Because no one wants disrespectful people. Who are also desperate to watch free content or whatever. In 20 more points, multiplier points, we're going to summon Taylor Swift, bro. The final Powerpuff. And that one is scary. Because it doesn't happen very often, to say the least. Every Powerpuff have special abilities. But Taylor has one of the more powerful ones where if anything gets linked, she will take 10%, I believe. Super powers. Yes, Taylor gets either $1 or 10% from the greatest profit. So we get combo 10 times. But that one is very hard to keep track of because I don't keep track of it anymore because it's very hard to keep track of. So that sucks. I know exactly how World War III will look like. People just sacrifice themselves into war. They're being dragged into war, but they actually are not under a threat of any kind. And Russia is trying to scare people into thinking that wars are kind of like normal. And they had to live with that fear of wars, and they just simulate it because they know what to be afraid of. They know the scariest thing, except you don't quite understand that we probably can see what's going on. Also, they're not showing a lot of footage from Ukraine stuff. That's what people complain about. And I sort of agree. So it looks like nothing, unfortunately. No one would want to go to war in the first place, and no one can actually do it. Even throwing a missile is pretty fucking tough to do. Because there's a human element involved, and human element is hard to manipulate to do bad things. You have to consent, and you have to kill yourself first to consent to killing other people. Like, that is disgusting. Killing other killers is easy. This is why wars are somewhat possible to make, where someone shoots your best friend, you can shoot them, they can send someone else to shoot you, then you send a person to shoot the shooter, and it just never ends. As long as you have enough evidence that someone shot someone, they are technically a killer, and you can be very much upset about that. It's completely normal, I guess. But this is why I just stay away from all this nonsense. And try not to harm anyone too much.
Recently, that we will be...
It is kind of like brutality to be able to pump out this many, like, somewhat pretty high quality stuff in 2 days. I mean, wow. And you have to come up with a good idea and something funny to talk about in tech specifically. It's just quite impressive, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe there's a lot of food for thought, I'm not gonna lie as well. I'll be fine with that, Hearthstone. I can keep on doing these videos. How can I do that? There's something called too many TikToks to watch out loud in public. Because I already watched them once, but you can translate them to something juicier, a storyline, something to learn from. When you say something out loud, it transforms a little bit. You know, just enough to entertain you one more time. That is the power of React content. You do have to achieve that level, unfortunately. And you have to have more control over what you're reacting to, not just like turn it into a piece of content. I think that's probably the biggest mistake Sniperwall is making. She's putting too much effort into her videos. Too much. You just sit down and react to TikToks, bro. It's not that hard. But, you know, cleaning content is not supposed to be shameful.
Selling them.
It's also not supposed to be shameful to do whatever works. But it's pretty shameful to try and shame other people as if it's a trending thing to do. Or you're just frustrated. And people just happen to relate to your frustration because they want to take advantage of something and manipulate someone else's feelings by self-sacrifice, as we already figured out, right? And if Jackson shows up somehow, he will get mildly disappointed of how he slowly is disappearing from existence. So, let's make him show up. The person who has been hating on me commented under a certain video. A particular video. Which is, what about Azzyland? Somehow he found himself there, watching that video in particular. Which is very interesting. Alright. It makes you think of, like, what Jackson's is doing. What's up?
Deserves. I'm subtracting 10 YAI tokens from all of my mods for allowing this one in.
Too bad you don't know how many tokens they have. It's so sad.
Probably about that.
Still couldn't quite release the video though. It's kind of sad. Reality changes. Everything changes based on these numbers. So you don't want to piss me off and find out what happens when you sacrifice your favorite YouTuber. Whoever that might be. Or yourself. Haters. Sacrifice haters. You can only do sacrifices of yourself and your interests. And then we have that. So let's keep going. Because this is going to linger for a little bit. Hatred being at 300 heat, it's only going to like go down. Down to 150 potentially. Over time. Not immediately to 0. So if I get upset day in and day out when there's, you know, we're close to celebrating like stuff. I don't know what people are celebrating, but we are celebrating stuff, so it's cool, I guess. And we probably don't want to fight each other over it. People have to adhere to my needs. They have to come up to my face and ask what the problem is. Instead of making a fuss out of something. Spreading problems or discomfort. Because I'm too smart to engage directly. I'll just keep the grudge, and I know how to collect it and use it and have fun with it and grow the grudge. Technically like the cancer of the entire internet. But you can't defeat it. You have to live with it and be happy about it. Make me happy instead of laying in your bed after you get cancer or cutting your arm off or thinking about it. That's a good choice. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take your arm. But more things to come, unfortunately. I want to feast on Technobread a little bit, since this guy is the definition of cancer. But dead cancer. We have defeated him. And now I want to be defeated. Except I'm aware of my own definition, which make things 10 times more complicated. You will not be able to kill me or convince me to die in any way. I never even had a life that I enjoyed. And I'm not a sacrificial lamb to be toyed with, because I have nuclear weapons that will burst your brain. So unfortunately, people have to come up with something better, and I don't want to be the definition of cancer when I want to be the definition of YouTube CEO. There's a big little difference. See, Technoblade is not an extra, a simple person. He is a YouTuber with 10 million subscribers. Just like last definition of cancer was held by Total Biscuit. If you remember the guy, there are roots, all right? Underneath Technoblade, there's still roots deeper and more complicated than just Technoblade. A dude that was basically talking about all kinds of games, but still got cancer somehow. I'm not sure what happened, right? But if there's a mystery, it's the most fun storytelling of all time. Cancer is not supposed to be a mystery, but it is. And now we have to use it as such. Because cancer research apparently gets a lot of money, so we should talk about it more then. If something gets money, like, it's worth talking about it and not just giving money away. The best contribution is not throwing money at something, but acknowledging its existence, its value, so to speak. And as we eat the world with hatred, hopefully it will end soon. Hopefully I don't just turn into an accidental god that eats everything. You know, all of a sudden. Just that would be fucking weird. Right? You're surviving this video, right? I'm not pursuing you, right? Just double check that. Because I don't hear an answer yet. I'm just eating bread. And if I want to, I can continue rolling the snowball. And I will give the snowball to the god, and the god will decide what to do with it. Because it's very likely someone's going to get punished. And I don't want to punish people when I don't even know them very well. It's kind of a little bit cringe. I'm not going to lie. I don't have God, so I'll keep on eating bread. It is what it is. Well, he's closer to God than I am, so that's cool. I don't think you get punished with cancer if you never lived life. If you never are allowed to enjoy life and be frustrated about stupid things. I don't think you get rewarded with cancer like that. It's an achievement in life. It's not a bad thing. Just like sexual disease, it's more of an achievement that you had sex and you managed to contract it from like an evil person or whatever. That's an achievement in life. I'll take it anytime, bro. So, these mysterious diseases are, in fact, very good at telling a very particular story of life. And that's fascinating to me. I don't believe in the glow, but I do believe in something called... I mean, it looks pretty good. Glow looks pretty cute. Spins around. But someone went a little bit too far and created a story behind it. Which kind of fucking sucks, alright? I don't appreciate... There's nothing to hate here. But as a world eater today has 300 points of heat on hatred. I mean, I am eating the world at this point. So I'm not too hateful towards science for inventing a globe and wow, it looks so cute. Because flatness is a little bit boring. This is a marble, you can put it in your mouth. Marbles is something you want to put in your mouth, so it makes sense actually now. Yep. It's very convenient for me. Pancakes and pizza, bro. Also kind of cool. But it feels like it takes a little bit more time to consume. Or it's a cookie if it's flat. And I don't like cookies right now. So, flatness not preferable right now. I do prefer globe. Fancy.
Deep down and in utter...
You wake up in a ship out of nowhere. That's just a relationship that you have with the world. You don't like it, bro? What is there not to like? Where are you gonna go? You don't have memory, you don't have relationship with anything else. Relationship is just something you have to deal with. So shut the fuck up, Eric Debate. Get eaten. Well. Very bad timing for a random kid. He now is food. For me. Also, day complete. Boom. Oh man, random kid has a checkpoint of 1,000 points. How am I gonna eat this guy? First of all, I don't like that he did the rewind time, everybody. He just rips off PewDiePie to the max at this point. It's kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. Well, also just the graphical stuff is not very pleasing, unfortunately.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
I mean, that's kind of cringe. For him to be glitching like that. I guess I infected someone a little bit. Because I don't think it's a YouTuber or a meme or anything. Oh, Oppenheimer? I don't know, bro. It is weird, isn't it? We do have nuclear weapons and we have Barbies too. I'll give this a point, I guess. If you want to add a meme to your rewind, it has to stand alone. It has to be funny on itself. And usually memorable moments are actually not memes. It's a very simple mistake you can make in life. And it's pretty sad. You know, like Ronaldo meeting Speed is absolutely unrelatable to me. I don't give a fuck. It's not a meme. It's not funny. There's nothing to it, basically. Unfortunate. But it is how it is. If you want to make a memorable moment, you have to tell it in very, very fast pace somehow. And it's very difficult to do that. I wouldn't dare. But these people do, in fact, dare. And fail miserably. And they don't even care. At the same time. They dare and not care. And that's That's a really bad combination of things because you just wasted your time. And you're going to be very upset when you look back and it's like, oh shit, I wasted all my time. I look back and I'm like, I did brilliant move after brilliant move as if I'm playing chess every single day of my life. Actually, that would be a cringe thing to say because I definitely made blunder after blunder when making videos. Because it's hard to look back to some videos because they're just kind of pure rants or pure floaty content where I'm just tripping my balls off and not actually expressing anything even, not even doing anything substantial to be able to, for other people to tune in and understand. So, yeah. But I did create pretty good stuff, as everyone does. Or do they, is the question. It's a big question, because at some point you have to give up when something fails. At some point you have to understand that you're not going to be able to, as a kid, achieve success. Like, it's impossible. There's a whole mountain of things you have to take care of. You're growing your awareness, and the first thing you pick up is always going to fail. The first relationship you pick up in life is meant to fail. And it's a lot worse if you fail it yourself. If you block it and destroy it and make a mockery out of it, when it's not actually hurting you or taking too much space. But that's what happened to me, so random kid doesn't seem to have any clue what he's doing anymore, and that's very satisfying to see. Not the dogs dying. Oh my god, it's like the worst thing ever. We really care about this stuff? You know, I have bad feelings too. I'm also a human being, right? Why do we spread disease of some fucking dog dying? It's insane to me. I miss her so much, the dog died, bro. Now we get to side by side the equivalent, am I right? Here's some dogs dying, here's some guys dying. It's kind of like equivalent to that, right? It's very interesting stuff that you can observe on the kids, the brain damage. By the way, I don't even know why they like it so much to talk about dead people. Oh, way to add some runtime, because they don't know what the fuck to do with their YouTube videos. How to squeeze even 4 minutes of content here. Like, it's insane. It's hard enough for them to do that. As if, like, this says anything to me. It serves some kind of purpose. If I want to see what kind of people died, I'm probably not going to look into Rewind. You know? Is that... Do you want to turn Rewind into some kind of fucking graveyard? Who died this year? Oh, let's look Rewind. I mean, are you fucking kidding me, bro? It's insane, man.
If you're not...
If one only remembers to turn on the light.
If you're not scared, you're not going fast enough.
And the scariest thing to do is, in fact, let dead people talk immediately after their deaths, right? Oh, let them take a bite in a speech and inspire you. And it's like, well, it didn't work for them. Clearly, something bad happened. Ken Block, bro. Fucking beat his ass in Dirt 3 or whatever. And I don't care anymore. Actually, I do care. Dirt was a pretty good game. Thanks for dying. And reminding me of Ken Block. Should have played Minecraft instead, you little bitch.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Again, it's very hard to understand what the fuck joke is. What is this joke? Who are these people who died? There's no context. And without context, you can't actually make anything meaningful here. People are just eating each other's vomit at this point. They just saw something, it's popular. Let's eat the vomit off the fucking floor. Many people ate the vomit. And I'm impressed, to be honest, that it tastes good to you guys. Just, you're gonna be sick the next day. I'm just saying. But most people don't even know how to drink water. So what the fuck do I know, right? I don't know how to stop them. I don't know how to educate them. It's a lost cause. This is the moment, like, disappointment. I don't just click a dislike button because I don't like something. I click a dislike button because I can type in a comment like this, and he will not even see it because he blocked me. So, competitor also has to be peed in the face, especially if they don't fail to impress me. I'm just being honest now. It's just a bunch of trash being thrown at me, and I fucking hate it. But I hate most of the rewinds in technically 13 points would make it. He still has a chance to do 13.
Or is it? I think it's the end. Or is it? I think it's the start of OG Random Kid. OG Fortnite's back. So OG Random Kid's back. Yes. To all
It's
the OG
always
What, is he saying that he will stop making YouTube rewinds? Good riddance, little bitch. Thanks for the food. Get the fuck out of here now. OG Random Kid is back because rewind is over. It's exhausting for people to do these things and they don't even work. They're not even part of the ecosystem. And just to get 15,000 views is a front runner. I mean, that's cool. That's cool, bro. That's cool. That's pretty fast, by the way. 75? Doesn't even show this one anymore. But it's competing with that right now. We'll see. Just the start. He has more subscribers. People were waiting for this video specifically. But it's definitely a flop. And painful in that sense. Also, I will no longer make a mistake of mixing him with rewind kids. Which turned this into a glitch. Rewind kid is glitching out. I'll give a heart, a black heart, of glitching this particular slider. Technically, keep my competitor's name out of your mouth is... or the slap, maybe? I think the slap can get a heart. What are you gonna do about it? Well, now it's random kid again for some reason. I don't know. Back to Fortnite, guys. Fortnite funnies. Was he actually uploading stuff like that way back in the day? Because I haven't noticed that. I don't understand. Why did he said that? Clearly I would have noticed. So I'm not sure what's coming up. Yeah, I expect the unexpected. Well, that's how you treat children. And it's a little bit scary in that sense. Children are scary. But they're only scary to the outsiders. Or, well, annoying to the outsiders. They're scary to the insiders who own those children. Those people should actually be scared. Because they're handling new life that wants to settle down, so to speak. It's fascinating and terrifying at the same time. How do people do it these days? Don't ask me. See, it's very interesting how I watch a slowing down thing, and it's like it's very difficult to just switch from one 2-minute video, to another 2-minute video. In that sense, TikTok is actually more superior than even YouTube in terms of serving videos from a queue. It's insane. It's impossible to watch videos like that. So what I recommend is never ever use playlist anymore. This is impossible thing to realize, but this is fucking scary to me, right? You just can't use playlists. You can't use this button, which is like super amazingly useful. But at the same time, you know, it makes me sit back and play Borklers and all that stuff, I guess. So it had to be nerfed. I can also invent negative buttons, you know. If I don't like YouTube CEO or whatever, but I am YouTube CEO. I'm just not gonna cover ass of engineers or whatever. Whoever is in charge right now, because we're taking a vacation. YouTube worked at some point and doesn't have to suck. We just want to like fix bugs, maybe. No, but instead we're fighting ad block users and whatnot. I guess that's cool. Blizzard will pay for this shit. Killing this shit, I swear, bro. They will pay. This is now unacceptable, unfortunately. And, you know, it feels like a part of the story because it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just a card. And it is what it is, right? But I have to do my first move, and there's nothing else to do but that. Just fuck you, Blizzard. I'm not completing quests. I'm not opening Hearthstone for 2 months. I don't care anymore. Go fuck yourselves. And the first thing I will try and do is catch up by playing Arena. But them just ruining what seemed to be like a fun card out of nowhere. I mean, for fuck's sake, that is as cringe as it gets, man. Why not Armor Warriors being nerfed? That doesn't seem like a fun card to me. But nope. Picked the wrong target, unfortunately. How did that happen, right? We'll never know. Unless we make them talk. Well, technically I should probably complete quests. Because the value of quests is pretty disgusting comparison to playing the game normally without a quest. So it's worth it just to boost the value of the account. But now with catch-up packs, like, even that is kind of cringe. You can just catch up whenever you feel like it. But I will still, you know, worry about my collection. My collection is different from Hearthstone experience. After all, it's my ownership. It can be taken away too, it seems, watching all these tech videos. Now, all of a sudden, there's a little bit of backtrack here and there, and yeah, here and there's a little bit of backtrack because people don't know how to move forward anymore. They just don't seem to know that whatever they're doing is not a step forward in any way. They have to slow down. That's the first thing you have to learn. How to slow down. How to not break things that already exist.
We have been slowing down YouTube. For Firefox users, hey?
No, don't slow down YouTube. That is breaking. Slow down the slowing down of YouTube, please. Or any other bad decision.
Oh!
That is so fascinating about comedy. It is a question of, like, is this real? Is this a thing? And then you have to, like, have a baby appeared in Mr. Beast videos. And it did. 1-year-olds. Or even, like, 0-year-old versus 100-year-olds. I think it was 1-year-old. So technically a toddler was used for views in a way. Fascinating. I mean, putting a toddler in a video is a little bit cringe. Putting children in a video is a bit cringe. It has to be a children's video in that sense, not for adults to consume and worry about. So it's not far from the truth. This is what comedy does. It creates an extreme case, and then you actually sometimes have to argue of like, maybe this is not a joke, you know? Maybe it's not actually that funny. This kind of makes you think. And that is, that's pretty sad. Or upsetting.
It's one thing to
Guys, I just came up with a very interesting idea. That is pretty cute. Don't you think? Obviously, we need some red wines. Look at that. He's rewinding something. That's so easy. I love this. Fucking drawing tool. And I can hide it from people so they don't know what's going on. And why dislike button is removed from the game. What happens? Where's this dislike button? I love this shit. I need this to, you know, mark something as red. So we did that. I said we did that. We did that like that. We switch. I can still see it. Awesome. That's what all I wanted. Just the fucking red bar. And I can do it. Pieces of shit. But I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Now, how do I disable? Just like that. Just don't quite know. Okay, quit. Thank God. There's a button.
You may have
This is how you do it. This is how you make progress. I need something very, very badly. And I know I need it very badly because, fuck, why is this feature not available, right? So I just made it. One with brute force. And now I will not watch the same video ever again. But it makes me so anxious of like, which videos did I watch? What did I do? I have to double check everything. It's so stupid.
computer.
I don't want to do this, but if we reach 4,000, the multiplier increases to 3. So I eat even more stuff faster, 50% faster. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. But if we're celebrating 2 birthdays at once, it's going to be pretty fascinating stuff. Wow. Very interesting. Okay. There's some very interesting videos. So I guess the Eater of the World event probably is not going to end anytime soon. It's a big question mark. Because the day just started for me, technically. I don't feel that sleepy. I just realized it's actually theft. For such a long time, I thought it was just theft, like some kind of fancy word. Grand Theft Auto. No, it's just thievery, basically. Yep. I guess we take that. Yeah, that was in my brain. I didn't want it to think about thievery as the main part of the game.
So of course it
I never really played the 5th version, but this one I played, and pretty early on. It's fascinating how it's 16 years since that time. Since that release.
documented.
Because now 16 years means something very suspicious. A full cycle, basically. I'm just like also realizing people who dislike, they're agents, basically. Agent Smiths, basically. They're trying to stop you with dislikes specifically, without interacting with you directly. So, like, if you make a video criticizing some kind of person, Elon Musk or Mark Passio, this is what inspired the idea in the first place. Because Mark Passio was like stealing money from people. It doesn't really show any results, just that he's interconnected with other thieves, it feels like. And he gets sanity from them in exchange almost. It's kind of pathetic, I would say. Is this old video recommended?
So we're expecting.
How did they do that?
Thank you.
Honestly, it's a pretty decent idea. I would probably steal that somehow. It doesn't seem that bad. I wonder how fast I could steal ideas as well and recreate them. After all, I'll be making my card game, so might as well add some
Soldered on it.
some kind of mini game like that, where you keep moving forward and learning new mechanics or some bullshit like that.
Memory.
After all, I have some extra time not to worry about Hearthstone anymore. As hard as it might be. Was it on Monday, by the way? Have I completed all the quests? I do have to do that. I've decided. Let's do it right now. I get to test the new stuff. The sludge. When game turns into absolute cancer, it's 10 times more difficult to play it. So now it is what it is, man. Because it now attacks your emotional levels. You're trying to have fun or not to take damage while you're completing quests. It's super fucking dangerous stuff. Technically, I will give a new power to hatred. If I celebrate a second birthday, then we're hunting down whatever I hate at that moment. Destroying their reputation by default for every 100 points. And Hearthstone is pretty juicy up in there. Eating a lot of grass. We entered 1200 and I don't know what to do with it, to be honest. That might be useful, actually. Kilogram. Mr. Kilogram, bro. Steal win conditions. And give them back to your opponent. Well, let's hope I'm not hunting down a Hearthstone. That would be fucking cringe. At some point the system just overheats. And the game is no longer enjoyable because you've experienced the most basic things about it. They couldn't even change the gameplay, even a little bit. The same bullshit. And even more bullshit than before. Yeah, quest completed, and now we have more quests. To upload a bunch of videos on my main channel. Bury my main channel, basically. It's hard to believe that we lost Random Kid, because he fucking failed miserably. But it's not hard to believe. There's still hope with time works. I need a competitor that doesn't suck balls. Doesn't just bend over. But these are little kids. What else are they gonna do? Just play with balls, of course. Alright, see you guys next time. Now I can rest a little bit.